Hi, boys and girls. Here we are out in God's nature. Do you hear? Do you hear the birds? Oh, and there's just a very gentle breeze, so nothing is blowing too hard, but I can feel it on my skin. Have you ever heard someone say to you, somebody's watching you? I've heard that too. And so, boys and girls, some people think that God is watching us all the time, and it's a bad thing. Oh my goodness. They seem to think that God is just waiting for you to mess up so he can pounce on you. Nothing could be less true. You see, God sees us when we mess up. After all, he knows and he sees everything. Even before you think to do something, he knows exactly what's going to happen. And nothing you do makes him love you more, and nothing that you do will make him love you less. He loves you. God is always watching, not to punish, but to protect you and to help you. He never gets tired. He never sleeps. He's always ready to help you, and he always has time to listen no matter what time it is. If you ask God to guide you and watch over you, he will do it all the time. He's not sleeping anyway. God, you know all things, and you know all about me. You always see me, and you never stop protecting and leading me. You love me, and you want to help me. This is so amazing to me, God. It's so amazing, it's indescribable. So, boys and girls, you know that God is always watching over you. The special book that I brought with me today is a very beautiful story. I know you probably have some questions about God that you try to ask mommy or daddy, or some of you come to religious ed, and answers to your questions are sometimes a little bit difficult. Well, the author of my book today, her name is Rachel Held Evans, and she wrote, What is God Like? Now, Rachel is a mom, and she started to write this book. And then, unfortunately, she couldn't finish it. So her friend Matthew and her husband Daniel finished it for her. When I read this, boys and girls, I'm a grown-up, and I found it so very beautiful. I hope you'll love our book today, too. What is God like? Maybe it will help you to understand some of your questions, too. What is God like? That is a very big question, one that people from places all around the world have wondered about since the beginning of time. And while nobody has seen all of God, because God is far too big for any of us to fully see, we can know what God is like. Beautiful pictures, aren't they? God is like an eagle, sharp-eyed and swift, with wings so wide you could play under their shadows. God is like a river, constant and life-giving, and when you grow near God, you'll sprout as strong as a tree. God is like the stars, forever present and bright. Even when they feel far, far away, you can always look up and see them winking at you. God is like a shepherd, brave and good, a protector who loves her sheep so much that she watches over all of them and knows each of their names by heart. We talked about God being the shepherd last week, didn't we, in our story? God is like a fort, strong and secure, with walls that are mighty and safe. Inside, there are hidden places to hold you when you're scared or you just need a quiet place to rest. God is like a gardener, patient and nurturing. God plants, waters, weeds, and fertilizes the earth until every good thing on it seeks the nourishing sun and grows. I bet some of you have been doing some gardening along with Mom and Dad this summer. God is like the flame of a candle, warm and inviting. And with God close by, you can look to the light and see through the darkest of nights. Light always helps us, doesn't it? God is like the wind, passionate and full of mystery. God is both here and mysteriously also over there. God is everywhere, swirling throughout the world, whistling across the mountain ranges, rustling through the trees, and pressing against your cheeks on a breezy day. We talked about the breeze today. It's very gentle today. God is like an artist, creative and unpredictable, always busy making and remaking everything brilliant and new. Remember how barren it was in the winter? And now look at all the colors that we have. We're very lucky. God is like a mother, strong and safe. You can crawl up into her lap whenever you want to, and she will hold you until you fall asleep. Nothing cozier than being in a lap, is there? God is like a father, gentle and safe, and he will put you up on top of his shoulders to give you a bird's eye view of all creation. Isn't that fun when you're up so high? You can see everything, especially the things that God created. God is like three dancers, graceful and precise. They move to the same music, but very different in their ways, showcasing all of God's elegance and rhythm in your life. Everybody can dance to their own song, can't they? God is like a rainbow, vivid and full of color, dazzling, and it's a reminder of promise and hope for all people after a storm. A couple of weeks ago, there was a beautiful rainbow. I hope you got to see it. God is like a best friend, faithful and true, closer to you than even your brothers and your sisters. God always stays close to each of us. And because we know what God is like, we know that God is kind. God is forgiving. God is slow to get angry. God is quick to be glad. And God is happy when you tell the truth and sad when things are just not fair. She is your protector. He is trustworthy, and they are friends when you feel alone. God hopes and God perseveres. What is God like? That was our question when we began, wasn't it? That's a very big question, one that people from places all around the world and throughout all time have answered in so many different ways. So keep searching, keep wondering, keep learning about God. But whenever you aren't sure what God is like, think about what makes you feel safe. Think about what makes you feel brave and what makes you feel loved, because that's what God is like. I hope, boys and girls, our story today answered some of your questions and will help you think about that question that you have, wondering what God is like. When I read this story to my grandchildren, my grandson said, "So basically, God is everything." And He is, isn't He? He keeps us safe, He makes us feel brave, He makes us feel loved. So keep on wondering and searching and learning, and remember how much He shows His love in so many ways to each of you. I so enjoyed reading this story with you today and sitting out here in nature. I think even the birds liked our story today. I can hear them cheering us on. Have a good week, boys and girls, till I see you next time. Bye for now.